The commitment made between a monogamous couple is a way for the ego to try to secure a source of love forever. It actually comes from fear. You experience the feelings of love around someone, so you feel they are the cause of you feeling love. You attach to them and don't want them to not be in your life, so you do what you can to make them yours and no one else's. If they are not just yours, then to the ego, this means that there will be less love for you because the ego has made you believe that love is limited. There is not enough to go around, right? But when you possess something or someone, you restrict their freedom. So monogamy is an agreement to restrict each other's freedom because you're afraid of losing the love you feel around each other. But something ironic happens when you try to possess and restrict something. In doing so, the love that you feel from that thing or person reduces. This is symbolized by the analogy of wild flowers. You may see flowers growing in the wild that you feel joyful around. Now, your ego may try to possess these flowers as it wants this joy feeling to last. So it will want you to pick the flowers and put it in a vase at home. But when you have picked the flowers now start their dying process. So because of the ego's selfishness and possessiveness, it has killed what it wants to possess, and it has prevented other people from enjoying the beauty of the flowers while they are on their walk in nature. This is similar to what happens in monogamous relationships. Once you enter into commitments, the flirty, joyful, playful, experimental, sexual stage of the relationship starts dying, and the relationship becomes more dull, serious, and predictable. Because you look to that one person as your main source of feeling love, you start developing expectations of them so that you continue feeling love around them, which is a way the ego tries to control them. And when the other person doesn't fulfill those expectations, you become angry and resent them because they have not met the conditions you have put on the love you feel around them. And this anger often builds into resentment of the other. Sound familiar? And by making someone yours, you prevent others from enjoying the full experience of that person. But you see, for true unconditional love and connection to blossom, there must be total freedom. Freedom and unconditional love are two sides of the same coin. When someone tries to restrict your freedom in any way, you know that they do not unconditionally love you. At best, they only love you for what you can give them. When non-monogamy is done properly, all parties have total freedom to connect with whoever they want, whenever they want. If you truly love a person, you want them to experience as much joy as possible. And if they experience joy through connecting with other people, then why would you want to restrict that if you truly want them to be joyful? You see, an ego would have you believe that if someone you're intimately connected to wants to intimately connect with someone else, that must mean they don't love you, right? So it only wants the other person to experience joy and love around you and no one else. But that is based on this belief that love is limited. In reality, your ego is just hurt because it no longer feels special, reducing its power. If you have a child and you love them dearly, and then you have another child, do you love your first child any less now? Of course not. And the same can be said when it comes to intimate relationships. When all parties give each other the freedom to connect with whoever they want, whenever they want, it creates an environment of unconditional love and freedom. It also ensures intimate relationships remain in the playful, flirty, joyful, experimental, sexual stage, as there are no commitments to each other. And with no commitments to each other, there is this feeling that any relationship can be very short-term or long-term. You never know when it will end. And so it challenges all parties to not attach to each other. A great spiritual challenge. With no attachments, no one tries to control another, and there are no expectations of each other.